All right, guys and gals, this is Northman, and we are back with more Tarkov. This time around, we're talking wipe. So I want to get into a few things here very quick. All these wipe videos you've been watching, everyone's telling you what to do, what to look out for. Keep it with a grain of salt. None of us know shit about what's going to happen with this wipe. There's a few things that Nikita and the guys or at BSG have kind of confirmed or alluded to happening in this wipe. Stuff like Jaeger's quest access changing and a few different rebalancing of quests when they occur. So keep in mind, no one knows anything until wipe happens. But there's some common things that we can tell you as far as what to expect from a little bit more experience. For the record, I've been playing Tarkov since January of 2017, back in alpha days. I've been around for a bit, as you can see on the screen right now. I even got the alpha armband, so keep in mind, I'm going off of what I've seen over many wipes, and it's not even a guarantee that what I'm saying is going to stay true. However, there are some things that have always stayed consistent. Major things that are always the same is you're going to need flash drives, you're going to need gas analyzers, MREs, Saluas, morphines, 60 rounders. All of that stuff has never really changed. We just get more quests that need other items. So big thing I always tell everyone is grab every key that you can. If you only have one of it, if you don't have any of it and you find one, keep the key, gamma it, or put it in your secure container, get out, and hold on to it. That's a huge advantage. It's very important. Flash drives, always put those in your secure container. You can use those for a few other things, like one of the hideout upgrades requires it. So I always suggest putting those in your gamma. Gas analyzers and 60 rounders don't really matter to put into your secure container because they're not going to save you. The food items are very important to try and get out. As found in raid, however, early wipe, food is important. So if you have an MRE or an Iskra and it's not found in raid anymore because you put it in your secure container, that's fine. You're going to end up using it. Keck tape and morphine, I always suggest putting in your gamma as well. Keck tape you can use to make those 60 rounders you need for ice cream cone. And morphine, when you get the task where you need to turn in morphine, it's nice to have a whole bunch found in raid so you can just turn it in. However, morphine, if you put it in your secure container, is a great painkiller, but also you can sell to therapists for a decent amount, usually early wipe, so keep that in mind. It's a good money maker. Now, 3M armor and MP133 shotguns, you're going to want to make sure you're grabbing these anytime you can. You want to get that quest out of the way as fast as possible because it can gatekeep you. I've experienced it a couple times where I passed up a 3M. Super common thing usually. When you don't need it, once you need it, it seems to always disappear. Now, on the left are the nice to haves, nice to grabs. These will make you money or you need them for your hideout. The other aspect would be the 3 keys on top. I always suggest finding these and keeping them on you as early as you can, just because when you're early wipe, having these additional extracts is always good. And the pumping station key actually has been pretty useful. This last wipe, I've found a lot of nuts, bolts, drills, tool sets. I think I've even found a hose in there. So keep in mind, grabbing that key. Not a lot of people go in there. You're not going to find gas analyzers in there very often. I have never found one, but I've seen that people have, so I believe it can happen. The other item to note over on the left would be sugar. Now, I highly suggest put any sugar you get in your secure container, get it out of raid, and then keep it in your stash and use it until you're down to 1 use left. Leave it at 1 and don't sell it on the flea because the fee is crazy. But leave it at 1 until you get your moonshine still, and then you can use that single use to actually make moonshine. It's what I did this wipe, and I think I had a hollow dink almost completely full of sugars with 1 use left, and it was worth it. I made tons of moonshine, and I was able to utilize it as a source for energy in between raids. All right, now we're going to talk some specialty items, stuff like scav junk boxes and hollow dinks. I always suggest you try and get a scav junk box as early as possible. 1.3 million rubles at start of wipe is a lot. However, it's worth it with the stash expansion, especially if you're not running EOD. It's very important to get as much stash space as possible as fast as possible. The holodink I also suggest for the same reason. It's very good to keep organized, and also the space consumption to what you get is very, very good. The other aspect is you can get a hollow dink from a trade with Jaeger, and if they don't change the trade any, it's a very easy trade to get enough items for if you start running scav runs on interchange to get food. There's specific food items that currently you need to get that trade. However, we'll see what it is once wipe happens. Interchange also for food runs as a scav is one of the better things I've done for any wipe that I've been able to. It has netted me a ton of food and drink items, and it makes it so I never really have to worry about it. Keep that in the back of your mind. Utilize your scav as well just to get all of these items and try and get them out. On space saving items, you're going to want to find pillboxes and med field cases. So these two items are very useful. The pillbox gives you an extra 4 slots for what you use in your stash to put it in there. It's super useful early wipe, and then you can use it as a backpack later on once you start getting more items or boxes for other stuff. The med field case I highly suggest because going off of what happened this last wipe, as soon as I got flea market, I bought one, and I bought it for 90K. It's not as good as a med case for what you get space-wise in your stash for what you're consuming in your stash. However, price-wise, it's one of the better options. I think early wipe, when I bought that med field case, the med cases were going for 1.6 million rubles, and knowing that you get one from a task that's not too hard to get to for therapist, I just held off until I did that task on getting a med case. And once you get therapist leveled up, you can get one for, I think it's like 550,000 rubles roughly. We'll see if that still is maintained for cost, but it's an item to keep in mind. Next up, I would highly recommend trying to get weapon repair kits as well as armor repair kits. Now, keep in mind that these do have a requirement of lavatory level 1 and workbench level 1 to be used. I didn't know that until recently, but the armor repair kit requires lavatory level 1, and the weapon repair kit requires workbench level 1. So you're going to need those before you can utilize these. However, I'm going to show where Carl, Cam, and I have found, I want to say close to 12 or 13 of these throughout the wipe since they were introduced. If I can't find the video, I'll just put it up on a map. This is a very common spot to find them, and we were running through grabbing them on scav raids as well as PMC raids. So keep an eye out. They're useful. They're going to save you money, or when you once you get flea market unlocked, you can sell them. I guarantee that if they keep at the rate that they were, they're going to be expensive early wipe. So you're going to make tons of money off of them. All right, everyone, we're almost done here, so let's get through these last couple items and then get you guys on your way. Next up is quests. So quests are a huge important thing. We already talked some about the common quest items that you're going to want to grab early wipe. However, you are going to want to know what the changes are. Quests are going to be changing for sure this wipe, at least in order, and we're probably getting some new ones that we have no clue what's going to happen yet. So I suggest keeping an eye out on the wiki and waiting until after wipe happens and start watching the videos that come out from there on quest progression. I will be doing some guides myself this wipe. I haven't done too many on quests, but this time around it feels like there's been enough changes that warrants going through and doing some more. I do suggest also, if you go to websites like EFT Monster, I have no association with them. It's just something I found. You can actually mark off and track which quest you're on. They also have an ammo chart and a quest tracker where you can actually look at different information. They also have a key thing. I suggest using something like this. It makes it easy if you're running 2 monitors or anything like that, where you can actually kind of keep an eye on what's going on, or you can just pull it up and kind of plan out what's going on. The other aspect would be the wiki is what I utilize almost always, and Carl actually recently put me onto a website where it's Tarkov Ballistics. If you just look it up, you'll find one. There's several of them, but Tarkov Ballistics is one that he suggested, and it actually had really good information. So when ammo changes happen, which is probably guaranteed at this point, they update fairly quickly. So keep that in mind and check it out. All right, now we're going to talk last about kits. and loadouts, a lot of people are going to tell you exactly what you should be running, start a wipe. And this last wipe proved almost everyone wrong. Stuff was either not available or price points changed so much that it actually changed what they were suggesting. From my experience, there's always some common stuff available right off the bat at the start of wipe. You're going to see some handguns. You're going to see an SKS and the VPO 206, I believe, which is the 366 AK. I don't think I've experienced a wipe where those weren't available or some version of an MP5. The big thing is we don't know what we don't know. So I always suggest the 366 AK because it's one of those items that just makes sense to be available right off the start. It has decent ammo when people are unarmored, and you can run 230 rounders and have plenty of ammo to be able to do whatever. That's one of the common ones I suggest. SKS is another good one, especially if PS ammo is available. And the MP5, I believe this last wipe, the MP5K was the only one available at the start, and the MP5 was a trade item. Use whatever you guys enjoy. Use something that you get good at and then really enjoy and have a good time. That's the most important thing. This is a game. A lot of people take it serious. A lot of people do those hero 0 to 40 in 4 days. It's a game at the end of the day, and we're all here to have a good time. So go out there, use what you enjoy, and have fun. I will be doing some videos once wipe starts where I'm just laying out what I'm seeing, and I'll start the quest videos as well as doing some more testing. I haven't done a lot of testing videos this wipe. However, that's one thing I really enjoy. So if there's anything you guys want to see tested, any skills I've tested in the past that you'd like me to revisit, or any new things that I haven't covered, please let me know in the comments down below. And finally, let me know what you guys are enjoying, what you're looking forward to as far as wipe, and what loadout you enjoy for the start wipe. Anyways, hope to catch you guys on the next one.